Hey, sorry, I had to move over. I couldn't continue with the sun in my eyes like that. I just realized I'm pretty sure it's the first time I'm working in my car. I guess I gotta get used to this type of thing.
Hey, first time for everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. People will say to me, oh no, Doug just said I just said to Doug, yeah, when I finish work, I'll be videoing in my car. And I said, oh, no, not while I'm driving. I see many people driving and texting all the time, but I don't do that. I like to pull over. And then, many deaf people film themselves while they're driving and texting and driving, or make vlogs of themselves while they're driving. I don't know. I just don't understand that. That's dangerous. Why would you do that? Pull over and then film yourself, and then you could do all those things. But don't do that. Don't sign while you're driving. That's not a good idea, But let's see. What do you want to discuss? What are we talking about? That's what happened to me.
I'm glad you're not driving right now, so it's good that you're not.
Many people say, "Oh, deaf people can drive. Wow. How do you drive? Because you can't hear signs and horns and all those type of things." So I say deaf people could listen to music, and it's better even if they don't listen. They could focus on the road if they can't hear it, and pay more attention to the surroundings, and still, as I said before, the long list that people continue to think deaf people can't, but they do all those things I mentioned before about like Facebook and driving while they're on Facebook and all that type of thing.
Interesting. So, I guess the question I would have though is, so if life safety, like fire trucks or police or whatever, ambulances, has there ever been a device or some kind of flashing light that would flash from within your vehicle to alert you to that, or is it not quite like that? Is there something that exists to alert you to life safety vehicles, etc.?
That's a good question. Deaf people have car phones, I've noticed. But in the car, there's no technology that alerts you, like with lights or anything like that. But that's a good idea for the future. But sometimes I'm driving, deaf people and other deaf people see sirens. They always see, they're paying attention to their rear view mirror and things like that. And if they notice the traffic's pulling over or moving more slowly, they'll pull over too. They know that there must be some type of emergency car going by. So they'll be more cautious, and they notice what happens, and they pay attention, and they'll do what the rest are doing. If they notice a red light, they pull over. They slow down. Or if the red light's changing to green and everybody's still staying still, then you don't, you understand that there must be some type of emergency vehicle going by, like an ambulance. And when the traffic starts going, and you go ahead. But you have to be aware and be observant and notice what's happening around you.
Thanks for explaining that. I was just curious.
Yeah, sometimes traffic's really slow. I don't know where in Duluth, but somewhere in Duluth before, or Detroit, I was driving, and the cars all started piling up, and there was an empty lane. I was like, oh, great. So I moved to the empty lane, and all the cars were piling up, and I didn't know why they were all staying in that lane. And a taxi was driving, And then I seen the sirens chasing the taxi. And I thought, shit, I better move over to the other lane. But that's why there was a long empty lane for the taxi was getting chased. It was a car chase, and I felt so dumb at that time. I seen people moving over, but there was a car chase, and I didn't know. So
That had to be heart wrenching. I'm sure of it. And so that's why I asked my question. I was like, hey, there's got to be something, that could alert you inside there.